Hello everybody, Daniel here I'm from Gawler. I feel very privileged today. We are at a property in Gawler West. Originally it was 500 acres large. It was a property built by Mr. Duffield for his family between 1851 and 1862. And today we're going to get a sneak peek at Para Mansion. So as I mentioned, we are very privileged here to be at Gawler West. Everybody knows about it or knows where it is, but not a lot of people have seen inside. You guys may get to see a little bit more of this place this year. There's an open day, we're talking marriages, and maybe even on the small screen. So here we are inside Para Mansion. Over here is a lovely drawing room, and then behind us here is a dining room. And then sweeping around to the middle of the house is an extravagant ballroom. But we're going to throw it over to the owner now, Laurel, who's lived here for 25 years, to give us a brief history of Para Mansion. So here we are again in the ballroom. Laurel, how did you come about this place?
My husband and I had a little place in Prospect. We had 2 children under the age of 3. We stumbled across it in the paper and were intrigued by the price. And 3 weeks later, we found ourselves having won it at auction and going, oh my goodness, all right, we have our work cut out for us.
Fantastic.
And moved up here with our 2 young kids, and then had 2 more. So I've raised my family here. I had the garden out the front had been damaged by the drought of the beginning of the century. So I decided we needed to go back to what our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers would grow before irrigation. So I stumbled on lavender, and for some reason it liked me, and I managed to grow it without killing it, which was a new concept. And one thing led to another, and the love affair kept growing, and then I decided to plant a crop. I make products and sell them, and I also sell cuttings of plants and propagate plants as well. So yes, a love affair started with the lavender, and I decided to create Para Lavender, which is outsourced with everything Australian made.
Now Laurel, you are in one of Gawler's absolute gems of a building,
Yes.
one of the staples of Gawler. What can you tell us about the history of this place?
Oh, okay. Well, as you mentioned before, she was built between 1851 and 1862 for Walter Duffield, and he built it for his family. He'd made his fortune by being one of 5 men of Gawler not to go to the goldfields, and he recognised there was an opportunity to be made by supplying the goldfields. So with his flour mills, he provided the flour, and the price of flour went up something like 300%. And that's how he made his fortune. So he built this for his family. And we get to the Great Depression, and the old lady was squatted during that time, to the point that by the time we get to the end of the Great Depression in the early 40s, tenders are being called for her demolition, which is shocking. A family with an advanced sense of preservation, the Corks, they took it on. And they started their turn at keeping the old lady alive and restoring her and working on her. And then their son, Frank, continued the legacy. And then after Frank, there was a family that we bought it from, the Westermans, who are Gawler locals. They had it as well. And then now it's our turn. So each one of us, I think we all share something in common, in that we all feel we're like custodians. Yes. We're looking after the grand lady for future generations. It's a responsibility we take very seriously.
So people may recognise the Duffield name, as there is a Duffield Street here in Gawler, but can you give us an idea of the land from where we are here at Gawler West, where it might have stretched to?
I know he sold his land to the railways. He had land going over to the Gawler railway station so that they could build the railway station there. So I suspect it went at least that far, possibly across to Ryde Street and took in the head of the Gawler River, where the two Para rivers are, because that's how the house got its name.
Yes.
Para.
But basically, a lot of that land is now taken up by different houses and some suburbs.
It's all houses.
I understand at the end of Penrith Avenue here was the original gatehouse.
That's correct. Yes. So that's and that's still there, which is fantastic. And then all the trees down Penrith Avenue form part of the original driveway. And in fact, most of the trees on Penrith Avenue and the Moreton Bay figs around the property were actually planted by the same gardener who did Botanic Park and around the same time, and probably did the Moreton Bay figs on Julian Terrace too.
Yes, of course. From what I've heard, in the early 80s there was a mini-series filmed here, and also back in the 90s they used to have open days every now and then, but the place hasn't really been seen much from the inside apart from yourself since then. But I hear that you are having a big open day in
Yes, June. It's bigger than Ben-Hur, I think. We decided the house has now got to a point that we can share it, and we're acutely aware of how important it is to the house, and we decided that now was a good time, so we are opening the doors, God help us, on the 14th of June. Yes, we were actually quite blown away by the ticket sales and how quickly they sold out. So we very quickly realised we needed to do another one, which we are starting to make plans on and work out the best dates and time, and that would be more in the spring when there's a different vibe around the house with the plants in the garden then.
And I understand that people can also have their weddings here.
Yes, God help me again. We've decided that we're going to open up the grounds for weddings. So we wanted to create, it's like a boutique, it's you bring what you need. Here is the grounds. You get exclusive access for an elopement or a half day or a full day, and we will set up the ceremony space, and then you can have your vision. I mean, you can be wearing clown clothes for all I care. If that's your vision, then that's your vision.
And I know you can't say too much, but we will be seeing this amazing place on the small screen soon. Yes,
I'm afraid I've signed a non-disclosure, so I can't say too much, but there is a period piece that will appear on Netflix, I believe later this year. So keep an eye out for it.
So there we are, guys. There's a closer look at Para Mansion. Again, thank you, Laurel. We're so blessed to be here. Make sure you guys follow Para Lavender across all the socials and the website to pick up some amazing lavender sourced products from right here on the grounds. Laurel, is there anything you'd like to add?
I'd just like to thank the community for being so welcoming and supporting us in everything we're trying to do here. And one more little thing, if I can give a plug, with the weddings, the first 5 weddings that are booked will get it at off-peak rates.
So there's an incentive, guys. I don't think we've seen the last of this place over the next couple of years. Again, Laurel, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. And just as a sneak peek, guys, I can tell you that we are unleashing Gawler Underground 2.0, tentatively called Hidden Gawler, for History Month 2027. Watch this space.